All right, we just saw
The Thunderbolts.
on Thursday, the very first day of May, in the very merry month of May.
How dare you?
I know. And I gotta say, we got in there really early, so we saw the very last.
We saw the final stinger before we actually saw the main movie.
Yes, and it was so bad I thought it gave me cancer. It shows the Fantastic Four ship coming through an interdimensional bullshit, and it's just hot garbage. And the film, the trailer for the Fantastic Four film, looks just horrible.
Though they didn't have a Fantastic Four trailer at this showing. The stinger was the trailer itself.
No. There was the trailer when it reset.
Oh, geez, right.
Yes,
it's so forgettable.
because it showed. Yes, it's that forgettable, and it shows Godzilla Galactus. So it was terrible. And then I'm just, we see the teaser trailer, the teaser of the as Augustus says, the stinger at the end, and everybody except for Taskmaster was alive. And I'm like, oh, well, we know who survives. So I'm just already not liking it. And then we get in the movie proper, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was definitely decent.
The Red Guardian, you guys know his name, the actor, he held the movie together.
He's definitely the reason I would go again, basically, is to see his shenanigans.
Yes, and I don't know about you, but this just reinforces the fact that Bucky needed to have Captain America's shield, not the Falcon.
Right.
Call me a racist, whatever, I don't give a ferret's fuck, because Bucky could have used the shield. And that would have been a better interplay between him and the U.S. agent. And also, not only did this movie should have been 4 or 5 years ago, it actually could have been a TV show, because the pacing of it and the way it kind of set up and the way it
was more
out,
TV show-esque.
Yes.
Episodic.
Yes. And I think it would have been received better if it was 4 or 5 years ago, either in movie form or TV. I think the TV format would have played better for this,
especially when normies would have been more interested in tertiary characters
4 or 5 years ago, not now.
Where all the fanfare is burning off,
and I can't see the reason for all the hate. And I am by no means defending Disney or Marvel or the Feige at all, because they're fucking idiots. But I like the movie. In spite of what everybody's saying, it's trash and it's horrible. It has its problems. There's a couple pacing issues. I do like that Madam Hydra is finally fucked into a corner, so that's great. My not problem, but my issue is, how did they create the Sentry? Is this the same kind of thing like they were doing with the Scarlet Witch, using one of the crystals, one of the Infinity Gems, quantum containment units, but they don't have them anymore? So is this other information? And he seems to be psychokinetic, because those areas when they touch each other, or
they have the flashback of a trauma,
and then when they were shadowed into the void, seems like it was a psychokinetic construct for hundreds of thousands of people. And so I'm just like, what is this their way to try and get Professor X in so that he can help Bob? Because Yelena was the only one that needed to help, and the way they resolve the issue is so corny, but it's all right, it works. And I think, again,
it's a decent cliche that hasn't been beaten to death yet.
Yes, and I think that the commercials and the trailers do the movie incredible injustice of how they're supposed to, they play all that music, and none of that music was in the movie. It was in the end credits.
Right.
So what the actual fuck was going on? Why it I think that Disney and Marvel and Star Wars, Lucasfilm, whatever, are trying to sabotage everything. But why? Is it so that there's nothing left?
You have to assume it because it's so hard to figure out why you would do so many bad choices for the good projects, and attempt to do good choices for
shit products.
Yeah.
And I think if this movie or TV show came out right after The Winter Soldier and, or even just as a movie, like right after these, instead of She-Hulk and the Marvels and all this other garbage, that it would have kept the momentum going. At least for me, it would have fit in much better than it does now. Because now it seems like it's that piece that doesn't work in this new puzzle
they
that
seem to
doesn't.
have forgotten about between this movie and Endgame. It feels like there's this big void that they never brought up. So it's like none of the other movies and TV shows mattered, even though they were really trying.
Exactly. And again, going back to the Sentry and how he was created in a lab, why did they use extremists? And where are all the Avengers? Did they just disappear? Like, Ashley, what the hell?
I mean, they got the reference to the Red Hulk, but that's like recent member berries of Jangle.
Yeah. So, is Pepper Potts not around?
No.
And is the kid not around? And I'm just so Marvel, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Kevin Feige, you are fucked up. And Bobby, you're listening to this dumb son of a bitch. You're stupid too, because you actually had a good movie here, or it could have been a TV show, but you had something good that was entertaining, and the Red Guardian was the linchpin, wasn't the anchor, but it was the linchpin of the whole movie. He kept everything together, and it's like you guys are just fuck-offs and just trying to destroy everything.
Yeah, perfectly good.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Your finger in the soup.
Yeah. Hans Breaker's thumb was in the pie, but that's between you and your living God. So, I don't know. What do you think, Augustus?
The problem with the start of the movie is that the early action scenes didn't have how do I say it? It didn't hook me immediately. Okay. So I wouldn't go for the fight scenes.
But I did like how the U.S. agent, the Ghost, Taskmaster, and Yelena, they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, that was a great interaction at the beginning.
Because, obviously the contestants trying to get rid of evidence, and their evidence, and it's like they were the last to know, which is great because that's how you do things. You have the audience engaged, and you're like, hey, dumb son of a bitches, this is what's going on. She's a bad person. Why would you listen to her?
And you got a good revenge plot or an escape in this case is what the first part of the movie would have been, or say the first 3 or 4 episodes maybe of the show.
And then I actually like the Taskmaster was ended quite quickly. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and so we got the stinger spoiler, but it ultimately didn't matter for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I think they only had Taskmaster had the one line, and then later in the movie,
and that was it.
And then later in the movie, they kind of brought her back and said, "Oh, that's just another person with the sad past," which is I don't like that kind of hand waving, but for the movie,
I don't remember that they brought her up again, but they might have.
It was a quick one-liner.
Good.
Didn't mention the name.
She just had. Oh, that because she was another one of the Red Room bitches or whatever. I don't remember. Yeah. But you were right. No, you're right. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, and I didn't expect to enjoy it. And yes, so it was really entertaining, and it wasn't like Citizen Kane or anything. But you know what? It was a good, fun film, and I wasn't like, oh fuck, I just blew $14 on a goddamn movie I fucking hate.
And it wasn't a massive CGI fest, which
no, it wasn't.
I welcome.
Yeah,
so much.
I mean, Yelena moving around, but it's all right
compared to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Lord save my soul for mentioning that.
Yeah. So, any final comments?
I really wish you call her the Madam Hydra, the main villainess of the series.
Elaine.
I really am not happy that she didn't
get a bullet in the head,
or some sort of punishment. She's basically gotten away with everything that happened.
So you don't think that that Yelena whispering to her that we own you now, bitch, that doesn't...
That's good, but still, she's not getting punished. Yeah,
I understand. I mean, I would have preferred that she be drawn and quartered, but hey,
he's proven to be incredibly manipulative
and stupid. Because you wouldn't. Why would you create something like the Sentry and then just be like, oh, I'm going to be in charge of it? Trying to, her and her lady cock, and she just couldn't pull it off. She almost let everything go to hell. She
Yeah.
did let everything go to hell because she thought she was in charge, as always. Fucking fourth wave feminist. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but
So-
that's kind of why I didn't like her resolution. It would be fine if she was still like sort of leading them later, but she needed something else. I was
Okay.
almost excited when they were getting,
chasing her through the It's like
and then I was like, oh, the blue ball.
yeah, and then the final stinger. I liked the Red Guardian's new outfit, and then there was something about the Falcon already copywriting the Avengers.
Yeah, so they have to use the Z.
But they're the new Avengers, so whatever, because they're the new Avengers. So hopefully this gets everybody off their dying ass and goes sees the movie. It's not bad. It's a good film. It's not epic or Orwellian. It's
Good.
It's a good movie. It's a good popcorn movie, and it has a plot, and it kind of is encapsulated, and it kind of like, oh, well, if this was done 5 years ago, and you're exactly right, Augustus. It's like this 5 year block just didn't happen, and we're supposed to forget everything that happened there and start off with this movie like this happened right after Endgame or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Which, okay, that works.
I also like how there is very little mention of the multiverse. I think they have slight reference to like the old Avengers doing stuff with that.
No. I think the only reference was when the when the Fantastic Four were coming through in the rocket ship.
No, there was.
Was there another one?
It's one of those other throwaway lines I can't immediately quote.
All right.
But they didn't reference a lot of the other franchise. Like they mentioned the Red Hulk, and they mentioned the Fantastic Four. Nothing else.
Did they mention the? I didn't think they mentioned the Fantastic
in the Stinger.
Oh, yeah, but not
in the
not
show.
like a proper.
Yeah, the fact that they stayed away from the multiverse is a relief.
Yes. So, with that, you should go see the movie. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you, Augustus.
Absolutely, thank you, Tom.